Green World presents turmeric. How to grow turmeric. How to make turmeric powder. Hi friends, this video is about how I made turmeric powder from the fresh rhizomes I harvested. This video also shows how to propagate turmeric using store-bought fresh rhizomes. However, when turmeric saplings are used, we get to harvest much faster. Turmeric plants are tropical perennial herbs. Its scientific name is Curcuma longa. Turmeric leaves are edible too and adds great flavor to curry dishes. Turmeric rhizomes like ginger are actually below ground stems of the plant. This is the part that's harvested to make turmeric powder. The rhizomes produce above ground foliage. Although turmeric produces beautiful flower buds and flowers, they do not produce viable seeds. But instead, pieces of the underground stem are planted. The rhizomes grow in clusters around the original seed rhizome. To grow turmeric is not at all difficult. Turmeric can be grown in most climates, although in mild to warm climates they grow the easiest. Turmeric requires 8 to 10 months of growing from rhizomes to fully develop. The good news is we can grow turmeric from store-bought fresh organic rhizomes. However, once we are growing our own turmeric, we can save seed rhizomes from our harvest. Turmeric rhizomes contain the active ingredient curcumin. This is the most important ingredient in turmeric. How deeply the orange color is a direct indication of how much curcumin it contains. The brighter and deeper the orange color, the more curcumin. With its strong anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, curcumin has been proven to reduce inflammation, improve memory, prevent and slow cancer development, boost antioxidant activity, regulate blood pressure, and much more. Turmeric seeds are prepared first before planting. Big hands of turmeric should be broken down to create more seed pieces. This is done a few days prior to planting. This is to promote drying of the exposed areas and reduce the chance of rot and disease developing. Pre-sprouting of turmeric isn't needed, although it takes over 3 months after planting for sprouts to emerge. Each seed piece should have at least 2 to 3 nubs because that is what is going to sprout. If we want a decent amount of turmeric to harvest, then the rhizome seeds we plant need to be spaced out well with several inches between them. Another important tip for growing turmeric is there must be adequate drainage in the containers. This is because the unsprouted rhizome seeds are prone to rotting in overly soggy soil. Turmeric doesn't need deep soil. Width and surface area is what matters most when growing turmeric in containers. I have grown turmeric in containers and on the ground. Both have given me good results and there was not much difference. Once harvested, fresh turmeric is processed following a few simple steps before storage. The first step is to wash the turmeric thoroughly, removing any dirt wedged between the stems. Cut away the stalks and any odd long roots attached to them. Allow the skin to thoroughly air dry. The turmeric rhizomes can be used or processed straight away. Once the outer skin is dry, they can be stored like potatoes or ginger. The skin on the homegrown turmeric is so fresh and tender that we really don't have to remove them. A thorough wash will be all that is necessary. Here is how the turmeric looks once the outer skin is peeled. I will not bother to peel the outer skin for the rest of the turmeric as I am going to make turmeric powder. The outer skin will simply get dried, ground and incorporated into the powder. First step, making turmeric powder from the fresh rhizome is to steam it for half an hour. This is an important and necessary step as the turmeric not only gets sterilized but also dries better. Moreover, the turmeric powder at the end will have a longer shelf life. In this video, I am using the pressure cooker to steam my turmeric. For this 1 kg of fresh turmeric, I gave an estimated timing of 5 whistles from the pressure cooker. The turmeric pieces can now be sliced thinly and then dried. The thinner, the quicker they will dry. Here I am using a vegetable slicer. A little warning here. Turmeric can stain your equipment, including the slicer, and our hands too. For me, using the vegetable slicer is the most convenient way to slice the turmeric. The turmeric gets uniformly sliced. One setback is a fair amount of turmeric stumps are left behind. I used a knife to slice them too. Now, the turmeric slices have to be completely dried first before they can be powdered. I simply sun-dried my turmeric. The turmeric slices were spread evenly on trays in a thin layer. It took me 3 days to dry them out completely under the sun. However, the turmeric slices can be dried much faster in the oven. This is done by spreading the turmeric slices thinly on baking trays and then baking them on the lowest heat setting possible until they are completely crunchy dry. After 3 days of drying under the hot tropical sun, my turmeric pieces were completely crispy dry. How to check if turmeric is completely dry? The tip is, if you try and break them, the thin and dry slices should snap and crack in half. The texture will tell if all the moisture has been removed. At this stage, turmeric can also be stored in a Ziploc bag or in an airtight container for future use. When turmeric is completely dry, it is ready to be ground into powder. This can be done with a normal blender or a coffee grinder. I am using here a normal blender, which does not do a fine job. The turmeric powder still has some unground bits and pieces. To overcome this, I used a sieve and then regrinded the remaining hardened bits of turmeric, and I eventually made a fine powder of all the turmeric. Being able to make turmeric powder from our very own harvest is really great happiness. That's all, my friends. Thanks for watching, sharing and subscribing to my channel.